What's up everybody, it's Andy here and welcome to the Game Week 10 preview. Now we're doing it slightly different to normal. Usually I record this straight after the Scoutcast, edit it and whatnot, and then I put it out. It goes straight up on YouTube, but I don't release it until about 6 PM on Wednesday, just so people have got time to watch the rest of the stuff, so the review and the previous stream. But this week, I feel like there's quite a lot to talk about with my team. I'm really torn. I know a lot of people are really just basically willing me to use my wildcard. So I'm doing this one slightly different. I'm doing it live. So there's people watching, there's people in the chat. And basically the idea with it is that I'm going to do the preview as normal. So I'm not going to interact with the chat at the start. I'm going to record it as normal because I know some people just want to watch the shorter videos and they enjoy that. They don't necessarily want to watch the stream. So I don't want to stop that. But I'm going to let you know when the cutoff is, when the normal video is done. And I'm going to talk to the chat as normal. So if you tune in non-live to the preview and you see that the video is 30, 40 minutes long or however long it might be, just chill out, don't panic. I'll still do the normal recording first. Take you through my thoughts. And the only difference is what I'll do is with the chat is I'll probably go through my wildcard thoughts and what kind of team I would build, whereas I won't do that necessarily in the preview because I'm not sure I'm going to wildcard. So anyway, as always, great transition. Let's kick on with it and get into the actual preview itself. So this is my team currently. For those of you that follow me on Twitter, you'll know that after the weekend I was considering a wildcard. I had a really bad week, got 43 points. Was worried about my defence, wasn't sure about my strikers necessarily, Jesus, Sterling. And I've kind of chilled out a bit about that now. So it's game week 10. I've got 2 free transfers. My current rank is 214,795. My total points are 518, so some people wanted me to include that. So you know where I am. I fell a bit this week, but hopefully this is the week where I kick on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the team, let you know who I'm thinking about bringing in and captaining, let you know my thoughts on wildcard, and then we'll cut the kind of non-chat interaction part, and then we'll carry on. So hopefully that's cool with you guys. I'm sure from next week onwards, I'll do the normal review and preview offline. There won't be any live recording. But for this week, I want to do something different because I've just done the Scoutcast. I'm pretty wired from that. I've got a lot to talk about, and I just wanted to get it all out now. Plus, Man City have just played in the League Cup, and that has changed people's opinions. So we've gone from loving them to not necessarily loving them to wanting to get them back to now the League Cup's happened, and we're not sure what to do with them. So let's talk about that. So I'll start with all the kind of more boring options straight away. So right now I've got to play Elliott. Foster's playing Man City. At West Brom at home, once upon a time, maybe you'd have been worried about playing against them from an attacking side. But Man City are absolutely destroying teams. West Brom look rubbish. I'm obviously going to play Elliott. Burnley, they might score in that game, but generally they don't have too much attacking threat. So happy to play Elliott, unless a wild card, in which case I'll bring someone else in. But I don't want to keep saying that, so I'm playing Elliott. Then at the back, so on the bench I've got Long. People who've watched me for a while, you'll know that he's a non-playing defender. Don't need to talk about him. Norton's obviously got a tricky fixture this week against Arsenal. I think Arsenal for the first time played Ozil, Ozil, Sanchez and Lacazette up front. Or like in the front three, and they did really well. It was Everton, so we're yet to see how well they're going to do kicking on. But I'm not going to play Norton in that game. So I've got Sutner, who's missed, I think, 2 of the last 3 games. But from what I've heard from Brighton fans, is that's kind of happened last season. So there's a high chance he plays in this game because it's at home. And against Southampton, I'm still not sure about them actually scoring goals. So I think it might be okay to play Sutner this week. Now, we'll come on to transfer thoughts later, but I might keep him and play them. And then we come on to Jones and Davies. Now, Jones went off injured. There was a worry about him. Davies didn't play. I was worried about him. At the start of kind of this week, I was looking at getting rid of both. But now I've kind of calmed down a bit. I think Jones still looks like great value. Mourinho's going to park the bus. I think Spurs are definitely a better attacking team than us, but I think even they'll struggle to break us down. So obviously I don't want to get rid of Jones now. He was on the bench for the League Cup game tonight, so he's back as fit as Phil Jones can be. So I'm going to keep him for now. Davis, he's a worry going forward. They've got a lot of fallback options. Rose is back now. He's going to start at some point. He's obviously not trusted for some games. We saw Aurier came in and played against Liverpool because they wanted to keep track of Salah, and obviously Pochettino didn't think that Davis could do that. But Man United don't have that kind of winger that's going to worry Spurs. We don't have that much pace in our attack. Sure, he could play Martial, Rashford, Lingard on the wings, which might cause some problems, but it's not the same as Salah. I don't think anyone runs as quick as Salah does. So I might play Jones and Davis. It could be 0-0 there. Obviously, yes, both teams have got decent strikers. They could score, but I think Mourinho is going to go and park the bus. Pochettino probably isn't going to, but it's whether or not they can break us down away from home. So, obviously, with Harry Kane in your locker, Eriksen and Ali behind, there's always a chance of goals. But I think if you're betting, you'd maybe bet on a 0-0 there. So I may just keep both and then risk Davis in the Crystal Palace team. But Davis is the one I'm most worried about, and he is the one most likely to go because he's so highly priced. I could bring in someone cheaper basically and use that money elsewhere. In midfield, I think Salah's going to be my captain. I don't think I'm going to sway from that unless there's an injury. I think Huddersfield at home is a good game. He looks like a threat in front of goal. Yes, he misses some chances, but he gets a lot of chances. Liverpool are an attacking team, and I think he's got the best fixture out of all my team. Arguably, Jamie Vardy against a poor Everton side who have no manager currently is better, but also Leicester aren't in much better straits when it comes to managers. Plus, I've never had a goal from Jamie Vardy, which I keep talking about, so I'm not too keen on captaining him. So I think, obviously, I'm going to keep Salah, and I'm going to captain him, I think. Eriksen, poor fixture this week. Again, I don't see huge returns from him and Kane this week, but I've got to keep them because they've done so well for me. Eriksen literally getting returns every other week, and hopefully he'll keep that trend up, but Man United will still win. So we'll see how he goes. But long term, I want to keep him. Spurs have got really nice fixtures after this week, so not getting rid of him. Atsu, I hate to say it, people. Atsu is soon going to be up for the chopping block. We'll come on to transfer in a minute. It may be this week. So he's got Burnley away. I never really expect most teams to score against Burnley away, let alone Newcastle, so I don't think he's going to get points this week. Next week it's Bournemouth at home, which is nice, and then the fixtures start to take it down. So I think they've got someone like Watford or West Brom in game week like 11 or 12, which is okay. Sorry, it's game week 11, and then they get really bad. So Atsu's not going to be in my team much longer. I hate to break it to you. He's been an absolute superstar for me this year, but I've got to learn to let go. So we'll come on to transfer in a minute, but Atsu might be going. I've already spoken about Jamie Vardy. One of the reasons I don't want a wildcard is because I'd feel like I have to get rid of Vardy, and I don't really want to against Everton, but I feel like I can the week after, perhaps. I've looked at maybe going 3-5-2, 4-4-2, because that third striker spot, unless you go for three big strikers, it's just tough. And which three strikers do you go for right now? Lukaku's got two tough fixtures. I don't think you really want to bring him in. People are looking at getting rid, and I agree with that. In game week 12, when they play Newcastle at home, Man United, and their fixtures get a bit better, then you might want to bring him back. But right now, I don't think you're bringing him in. Kane, obviously, he's in most people's teams. He's not going anywhere. And then Jesus or Aguero are so frustrating. Jesus has played about 80 minutes tonight. Aguero's played 120. I'm still not sure I'm any more sure which one of them is going to start, because Jesus barely plays a full game anyway, so it's not really an indication that he's going to play. And I still think Aguero's got a good chance of playing. So which one of those two do you bring in? And then there's Lacazette and Morata, but right now I'm not too keen on either. So I think I keep Vardy and reassess next week. Obviously, Kane stays. He's not my captain this week, but after this week, he'll probably be captain most weeks. And Jesus, like I've just spoken about, there's a chance he plays. When he starts, he gets points. They might not be huge hauls every week, but he does get them. And I don't know if switching to Aguero right now is the best option. So I'm kind of getting to the end of this part. But what I'll say is, if you want to keep watching, then I'll go through what I would wildcard to and what I'm going to do transfer-wise. I'm going to go through 3 different options. But for those of you that just want to watch the main preview video, I'll leave it there and just say I'm probably going to keep Jesus and I'm probably going to keep Sterling. What I'm looking to do is downgrading Davis to a 4.4 million defender. Maybe someone like Mankilo at Newcastle, or maybe another Brighton defender, although I'm not keen on that just in case I need to keep them long term. But basically, a 4.4 million defender would then let me upgrade Atsu to Richarlison, and that would be my 2 free transfers used. I think I'd have a pretty good team going into the week. The other option is to downgrade Sterling to Richarlison, and that will give me a bit more money to upgrade Atsu to like Choupo-Moting or Gross or someone like that. But or maybe even someone like Ramsey. I'd have to work out the money, or I might make a triple change: Davis, Sterling, and Atsu out for Richarlison, Ramsey, and a defender that I can afford. But Ramsey is really only a 1 week pick, because after that they've got some really tricky fixtures. They've got like Man City at home, Spurs away, or vice versa. plus Burnley away, and I just don't see many points in them. So I think I want to bring Richarlison in. I just have to work out how to do it. So that's kind of my plans this week. So if you end the video there, thanks for watching. If you want to carry on, I'm basically going to chat to the chat now. I'm going to go through kind of transfer options, actually make some transfers to show you what I'm kind of thinking of, and also what my wildcard will look like. And just before I do that, I want to talk about Man City a little bit more, because people have wildcarded this week, people who are kind of seasoned pros at FPL, and they're all going to get Aguero, and now he's played 120 minutes. They're thinking about getting Jesus, but the following week, Aguero might be the better option. They're going to want to swap back. They'll need to find $1 million from somewhere. And basically, Man City are becoming a nightmare. And I think if I don't wildcard, I can keep them. But if I do, then I'm struggling of who I want to get from Man City. And I think I'll probably go without Aguero and Jesus. Then I'm struggling to fill the striker spot. So that's why I'm not wildcarding right now, really, because I'm not set on who I want to get. I think my plan a few weeks ago was to get Lukaku before Newcastle. And hopefully he'll start to bully teams, the weaker teams, so to speak. And yeah, I think I might go back to doing that, because there's no one else. I don't want to get rid of Eriksen and Salah. So I know some of it is fear, definitely, but a lot of it is just not knowing what to do, because there's so much uncertainty still. So that's me. I'm going to leave it there, but I will chat to the chat. The stream will prolong now. I don't know how long we've been recording for. It probably shows me somewhere here. Yeah, about 14 minutes. That's about the length of a normal preview. So if you want to stop watching there, stop. I'll stop saying that now, and I'm gonna speak to the chat and just chill out and start making some transfers. And they'll tell me, one, what I got wrong, and two, which players I should bring in. So how's it going, everybody? Hopefully that was okay to watch. That's usually how I record the preview. I just do it all in one go. Just got to check something there a sec. Cool. So yeah, I'm doing good. Hopefully, yeah, you all guys look good. You're discussing my transfers. I'm just going to go back up the chat and have a look what you're talking about. Aguero has played around 200 minutes less than Lukaku and still has more points. Oh wow, that's interesting. Okay. To be fair, before, I think I said this on the Scoutcast, before the injury to Aguero, he was the one I was looking at bringing in. So we'll see. Stop worrying and love the wildcard. I think people think I'm stressing about the wildcard. I'm not really. I'm just weighing it up. If I don't use it, I don't use it. Cool, Chit. Glad you enjoyed the Scoutcast. Stream length, I don't know. I want to keep it quite short, because I mean, usually when I do the preview after, the Scoutcast doesn't usually end till at least 11. Then I record it, then I edit it. It doesn't take much editing, but I still have to do it. Then I have to render it, then I have to upload it to YouTube. It's usually like 12:30, 1 o'clock by the time I finish, and it's too late, basically. And tonight I just had lots to talk about, and I wanted to basically go through some transfer options, which I do talk about on the preview, but I don't usually actually do them on screen, so that's what I kind of wanted to do tonight. For those of you that do usually watch the preview offline, I'd be interested to know what you think about doing it live, because I could do this every week. I just like the shorter videos, because I know some people prefer it, so let me know what you think in the comments below, if you've made it this far. So have a look. Aguero is still 1 away from the record and scored 2 away against West Brom last season. Jesus came off on the 81st minute, I think. Saw it on Twitter. By the way, there is 3 polls. I did put 3 polls up, even though it was the preview. Top right hand corner. We have got: should I wildcard? Is Richarlison too good to be true? And is anyone at Man City safe? So a few polls, not too interesting, but go and vote. Vote quick, vote often, and we'll go from there. Yeah, should be good. So yeah, let me go through some transfer options here. Let me get the chat back up so I don't lose it. So I think... Ah, oh, Jesus, why is it doing that? Okay, hang on just a second. Let me go webcam only while I sign in. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, we're in. Back to normal there. Should have put a poll up of who we think is going to start out with Jesus and Aguero. Yeah, that would have been a good one. It's a bit late now, unfortunately. So, I don't necessarily want to get rid of Davis, to be honest, but I kind of like the thought of going with Richarlison in. But I do wonder if... Sometimes when we're all on a player, I wonder if it's just too good to be true. Oh, I forgot I had 0.3 million in the bank. Ah, sugar. Okay, so I can actually do Davis to Ward. What an idiot. Boom. Job done. What's not to like? I'm done now. Video over. And I get to keep Sterling. He probably isn't going to play. Idiot. I completely forgot I had 0.3 million in the bank, so that's actually really helped. You can save 0.2 and get Tarkowski. Yeah, I like Ward, though. I mean, I don't think that team is that bad. Atsu will play, yeah, obviously he'll play. But he's playing Burnley away, and I just think that's not points for him. Start back up. Let's get a bit of Candyland on. Am I sure that Sutton is going to start these home games? Yeah, probably, yeah. Well, that's what the Brighton players are telling me. Brighton players, Jesus. I wish the Brighton players were telling me. The Brighton fans. Obviously, there's no 100%. I mean, I do find it a bit weird that he's trusted at home but not away. Yeah, I can just get Ward in. Job done, surely, lads. What's not to like about that? I can also play him in Gameweek 12 if I don't wildcard. Do I really want a Burnley defender? Absolutely. They don't concede many goals at all. I mean, at home, they conceded to West Brom. Awful. Clean sheet. Only one goal conceded. Yeah, fair enough. Clean sheet against Everton. They don't concede too many goals. Shooting on Tuesday night, unexpected bonus. Yeah, basically I've recorded the preview live and now I'm kind of doing the chat bit afterwards. Hopefully it goes okay. Moreno. The thing is, Liverpool rubbish. Seriously. And the next two fixtures are okay though. I guess I probably don't want to play Ward next week, but I can play Norton next week, right? Brighton at home, yeah, so... Next week I can make a free transfer and get rid of... Oh, I don't know. I could get Moreno, I suppose. I think Ward looks fine, though. I think, yeah, I can put the chat in the video. Hang on a sec. Oh no, I can't do it. Hang on a second. Yeah, that captain probably won't stay on Jesus. Give me a sec. Give me a second, lads. I know Burnley's stats are awful, but just in general, they don't concede that many goals. For whatever reason, they just don't. And I know stats are usually good and that, you know, they'll kind of show when someone's going to regress. And, you know, at this point, yeah, probably they should concede more. But in those home games, I'll always back him for a clean sheet. And I don't see why you wouldn't, to be honest. You might just see... That chat looks very small to me. There's a lot of white space there. Whereas I can't. Ah, sugar. Now I'm messing everything up. Does that look okay? think that might have to do. Ah, the only problem... going insane. Okay, there we go. I support Man United. Best midfielder for 6.5 run, I think Richarlison. Who were the captain picks on the Scoutcast? As said Richarlison or Salah. He'll go Salah, I think. Although he's saying Richarlison. I'm going to go Salah, and Jonty's also going to captain a Liverpool player. I don't think Pope has been that bad at Burnley at all, to be honest. Have my thoughts on Salah captain changed? Not at all, no. He's going to be my captain this week. Yeah, hit that like button, it'd be much appreciated. Hit the like button for a live preview. Bit different to normal, I know. My captain choice is team Vardy, Firmino or Kane. Who do you prefer? Not Kane. I don't know. Maybe it's Man United bias, but I just think if you're ever going to back against Kane, do it in this fixture. Why no Southampton defence? Van Dijk will likely do well. I'd love Yoshida, I think, but just not this week. I think that's my transfers, and I think I'm going to do it now because Richarlison might go up, right? I don't think I'm going to wildcard. I think I've kind of spoken enough about why I'm not going to wildcard. I'll go through a team who I would look to create, and it wouldn't be much different to this, to be honest. I would change my defenders, but honestly, I think that looks okay. If Sterling misses out this week, it's going to be super annoying, but I think Jesus is going to start. Rightly or wrongly, I think he's going to start. I genuinely don't think I need to wildcard that team. Especially when people are so unsure about whether to get Jesus or Aguero, and that would be the absolute biggest choice for me. Let's have a look. Is Richarlison not going up tonight? Atsu's not going down. Ward is not going up, and Davis could go down. Oh, he's 5.8, so I'm fine. No, wait, did I get him for 5.5? Hang on. Oh no, I bought him in at 5.7, so I can afford a drop. Perfect. Okay, so there we go. That was a little bit easier than I expected. I mean, is there any other 4.7 million defenders that you think? Is there any chance that I don't use my wildcard at all? No chance. Like, why would you not use it? Even if you're just swapping a couple of players. I'm annoyed that I missed out on that 0.3 million though, because I could have said that at the start. But we'll see. Davis out is going to hurt me, I can just see. Schlupp, Scott Dan. Yeah. I don't know if I can trust Crystal Palace defence as much as I can trust Burnley. Scott Dan though, that guy's got a goal in him. But it's West Ham and then Spurs away. At least if I get Marino Award, I can play in the next two. Whoever I bring in, I probably need to play the next two games. Because Jones is going to be dodgy enough against Chelsea. And then I've got Norton playing against Brighton. So that's okay. So I need one more. Hang on, sorry lads, I'll be 2 sec. House stuff. Not very interesting. Okay. I'm so happy about those transfers. That's made me so happy not to wildcard now. Can I enlighten you as to how and when price changes take place? So they take place at like, is it 1:15 a.m. or 2:15 a.m. UK time? And basically, the more people that bring in a player, the chances their price will go up. The more they get rid of them, the chance it will go down. There's more to it in that. There's like algorithms and stuff that sites try and work out to find out exactly when they're going to go up and down. You can check FPL statistics. That'll let you know where. I mean, when you look at that team, right? I mean, here's a question for you. When you look at my team right there, who is missing that over the next 2 game weeks I really need? Otamendi, maybe. Maybe a different goalkeeper, but I mean, that's not essential, surely. I'm interested in your guys' thoughts because there's been a few times where I've gone to make a transfer, and you've said no, that's not good, and actually it's turned out that way. You remember you laughed at your team when you had Firmino and Richarlison. Did I laugh though? Really? I mean, fair enough. So if you had them and I laughed. I apologise if that's the case. Gross is under the radar. Yeah, I will take back what I said about Gross earlier in the season, but I think Richarlison is a better option right now. See, like, so asking someone who's missing. So, okay, Sanchez, yes, maybe, but I think he's only good for this week, and the next 3 aren't great. Morata could be good, yes. I mean, Jesus is a Morata. I mean, if Morata does well, Jesus and Morata might be my next move. Why not? I mean, Chelsea have got. Let's see who they got. Okay, it's Man United at home in Gameweek 11, which is a bit of a nightmare. So actually, probably won't be my move. But that's not true. Eriksen to Ozil, just no, absolutely not. Richarlison retweets FPL stats on himself. I like that. Sorry, I know there's a lot of typing. It must be doing your head in. Trying to sort out money. Multitasking. Yeah, I'm not. This is the thing. I'm not hugely set on Morata. I'm not hugely set on Lacazette. Aguero and Jesus still looks okay. Fair enough about Aguero. Like people saying that he scored a decent amount of points for not many minutes. Well, you know, what will he do if he gets minutes? And I do think I'll look at Aguero when I wildcard. I don't know if this week is the week I absolutely need him. And maybe it will be. Maybe he'll smash West Brom again. I just don't know. I just don't look at that team and think, Jesus, it's missing Aguero. What the hell are you going to do? West Brom have been poor. I have absolutely no doubts the Man City are going to win that game. But will Aguero play? Would I consider Decore? Not really. I've been tracking Richarlison's stats all season. They've looked good. Yes, being pointed out, shots on target, not great all season, but he's getting into the right places. The standout fixture there is Arsenal versus Swansea. You have no Arsenal players. Sure, but which Arsenal players does everyone else have? I mean, I could bring in Ramsey for Sterling. Is that worth a hit? I mean, I could keep Davis and do Sterling and Natsu to Ramsey and Richarlison, I think. Let's have a look. But I think Ramsey's a one game week pick, and then suddenly you don't want him again. Now, arguably, he's better than Sterling this week, if Sterling's not going to play. So that is an option, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready to get rid of Sterling just yet, although I know he's going to be frustrating and not play. Can just feel it. I mean, I'm always not going to have the absolute best team. That's what I'm saying. Who's the absolute must that I need in that team? I don't think an Arsenal player is an absolute must. Have I considered putting the captain on Salah? He's my captain. Would I have captain Firmino if owned? Not if I had Salah, no. Yeah, Davis for Otamendi is definitely something I could do. But that means I've got to keep Atsu. To me, Ward and Richarlison is better than Otamendi and Atsu, I think. Bearing in mind, this is probably only 2 weeks. Then I'm done. Someone just said, I don't know if Physio is watching. He said, going into the busy Christmas period, do you think me is more nailed on than Ward? I just replied back, where's that wild card? 4-5-1. If there was 2 or 3 4.5 million forwards that started, then 4-5-1 would be much more of a consideration, but there isn't, so it's not. Because I don't want to go with 2 duds. So I'd probably have to pay 5 million for each of them. And yes, you can do it, but you're still compromising $1 million elsewhere than having like a 4.5 million defender and Tom Carroll, basically. Would I captain Richarlison? Excuse me, not ahead of a Liverpool player. I don't have that much confidence in him, or not enough to captain him. Is it smart keeping Davis in case he's... I don't think getting rid of Davis is a must this week. Put it that way. Sutner is the most frustrating player to own. Yeah, I'll be getting rid of him soon. I may even go Ben Mee so that I can afford Sutner to a 4.5 million defender. Is Gomez going centre back? Don't know that for definite. Only thing to remember is if you are wildcarding in game week 12, then you can afford some punts. I don't know if I definitely am though. Don't hold me to game week 12. I'll play it when I need it, I think. And that game week 12, I think, will probably maybe be a time. Is Walker worth the extra money over Otamendi? Those two in isolation, maybe, but that money's going to be... Money's tight, I think, this year, so probably not. I think Walker might do better over a stretch of games. But I think that money can be well spent, so I'd probably just go Otamendi. What's up, Danny? All the way from Bulgaria. Basically, I'm going to get to game week 12 and I'm going to get someone to re-stitch my back pocket so the wildcard stays put. Kane outside bet for captain with my... Yeah, I mean, yeah, Kane's great, so sure. I get the impression you feel you need to get rid of Atsu. I don't feel I need to get... It's more that I really want Richarlison than that I really want to get rid of Atsu. Originally I was going to keep Atsu because he had Bournemouth, which is nice. But Burnley away, I always feel like that's definitely a blank. I do have a back pocket, but I'm not gonna prove it to you right now. Yeah, no, I'm not going to be transferring. Let me go back to... I'm not going to transfer Ramsey in. Sterling is going to stay. I need to make 1 million from somewhere, basically. I think it's got to be Davis. So bring in Richarlison for Atsu. I mean, let's have a look at the defenders that are 4.7. I hate that you've got to start at 4.9. I wish you could choose that. I'm not sure there's much more to discuss. It looks like your free transfers already. Agreed, yeah. I'll keep an eye on price changes. And if they're not going to change, I'll do the transfers on Thursday probably. I want to leave it as quick as possible. I'm still going to have my wildcard on Christmas Eve. I hope not. That would ruin Christmas. Oh, don't captain Jesus. What about Elliott to a 3.1 million keeper? If only it worked that way. So who have we got then? Huddersfield and Brighton defenders. Another Swansea one, definitely not. Kiko Femenia. Maybe he could come in instead of a Burnley defender. Charlie Daniels, bit too expensive for me. Gomez has looked okay when I've seen him. Liverpool defence. Otherwise, it's Leicester defence and Simpson again. Don't really want to go there. It's basically me, Kiko, Gomez / Moreno or Ward, basically. Arguably a Newcastle defender. I mean, arguably you could play a Newcastle defender for the next 3, but I've got Elliott in goal, so I don't know if I want to double up. Newcastle, Southampton, Swansea. I think that's good. I think that's real good. Cheers, Jeff. Yeah, I think the scout cast went much better tonight than last time. I was kind of trying to do the mark roll. Much less nervous, I think. Callum Wilson, I'd love for him to be in contention. What's the time? 10 to. Let's do the polls. If you haven't already, click the little eye in the top right hand corner. And we'll do the polls in a couple of minutes. So there's 3 polls. Should I wildcard? Is Richarlison too good to be true? And is anyone at Man City safe? I didn't meet Moreno. I said I helped him with something. Now, for anyone who's an avid listener to the streams, you know that he's not the only football that I've helped with something. Can't say any more than that though. Sorry. Do. Yeah, go and vote, people. We're doing the polls. Only 3 polls because 1, this was like supposed to just be the preview, and 2, I didn't really have enough time to think about them. There'll be more polls on Thursday. There'll be there won't be anything tomorrow because usually the preview would be out on a Wednesday, but on Thursday there'll be a normal stream, 9:30, usually like hour and a half or whatever it will be. No like recording and stuff at the start. It'll be straight into the stream. Okay, let's do them now. The polls. All the polls are at 100%. Jesus. I'd say there's probably only been about 70, 80 votes. Let's have a look, see. Should I wildcard? Nah, not 100%. 163 votes. 58% say not right now. 41% say absolutely. Interesting. Because I know people are really, like... It actually cracks me up doing YouTube and stuff because obviously people are invested in my team. They want to know what I'm doing. That's cool and that's why they're watching. And I really like that element. But some people get so invested. They're like, it's almost like they get annoyed when I don't do the move they want them to make. They're like, you're so bad. Why haven't you wildcarded? You should have this player, that player. And it just cracks me up every day. Anyway, 41% of you, I'm disappointed. I'm probably not going to wildcard. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Is Richarlison too good to be true? 81% say no, he's the next Josh King. Oh, we're going to be so disappointed. 18% say yeah, he's going to flop. And then, is anyone at Man City safe? 71% say perhaps De Bruyne or Silva. Yeah, fair enough, I would agree with that. 24% say no, no one's safe. But they're still worth it. And 4% say nope, avoid. I'd almost agree with all three of them. It's one of those arguments where I kind of agree with everyone and wouldn't, or every different viewpoint, and wouldn't necessarily argue strongly against either of them. Giveaway, yeah, I'll try and sort that for Thursday. It seems unlikely, but we'll see. You'll be eating your words about wildcard when Jesus and Sterling don't start. Maybe. It happens. But I don't think... I see people wildcard now and they are not confident about putting Aguero in. And that says it all. I'll be honest, I've changed my mind since the last year. I did think you should wildcard, but now I don't. I have to look at those free transfers. And that's why you shouldn't ever rage wildcard, because straight away it was like Jones out, Davis out, Suttner out, no defence, get rid of Sterling, get rid of Jesus, Vardy's rubbish. And then you kind of chill out a bit and calm down and just let the price... Sometimes you've got to let the prices rise and then rethink. To a certain degree, it doesn't matter if they're rotated, if they average so high. Yeah, agreed. But if Sterling misses out again twice in a row, that's a nightmare. Of course you did the poll questions. Of course I did. Who is my favourite Premier League coach? If Man United aren't going to win the league this year, and I don't think they're going to, I'd love to see Spurs do it. Is Kane a must-have even against United? Not against United. After that, though, I'd really like him. Aguero played well at West Brom last season, and if he plays, I'm sure he'll play well again. Did I see the news on Bailly? Apparently, he might be back, right? So it could be Bailly and Jones. That's really good for Man United, because Lindelof looks dodgy, and Smalling, yeah, not quite sure. He's the man to do the business for us and keep Harry Kane out. Salah doesn't keep coming off at the 70-minute mark. So for the last 5 games, he's had 90, 90, 83, 77 and 90. So 3 90-minute games, 177 is the worst, and 83. You're trying to convince yourself that Jesus to Aguero is the right move, and it may well be, but no one knows for certain, and that is the problem. If Man United were playing West Brom at home or something like that, then yeah, you'd think, yeah, get him in. Where did Man United get Jones from? Blackburn, right? For like 18 million or something? With that structure, how would I get Lukaku for the Newcastle game? I would wildcard. And probably downgrade Vardy in some way. I haven't quite figured it out yet. I do like the look of 3-5-2, to be honest. It's just that 4.5 million striker that's just putting me off. Salah may be taken off the Champions League coming up. Yeah, sure, he might be, yeah. I can't worry about that too much. They're going to want the win in the league too. Just hope that he's the one that's in the points. Davis is going to be a headache. I just don't know if he's a headache right now. Ben Mee, though, like, he's the one that everyone's been talking about all year. About goal scoring threat. It's just not happened. Lawson's only got 1 assist. Why is he... How's he the top? Oh, because of the price. Ward's top, right? Yeah. Yeah, I'll check the stats on Ward, but I kind of like him. Just from watching him play, really. Irishman. For what it's worth, I think Aguero is going to play. I don't think playing 120 minutes means he's out. No, not streaming much longer. In fact, I'm going to stop it there. I appreciate everyone tuning in. I know it was a short one, so thanks to all the loyal viewers that try and tune in for every stream. It's really appreciated. For anyone that... Well, if you've tuned in for the normal preview, then you're probably not watching anymore, but it'll be back to normal next week. Same time, same day, same offline recording, a bit shorter, but I wanted to do it a bit differently this week because I was just raring to stream, really. Next stream will be Thursday, before the deadline on Saturday. And then after that, the next stream after that will be Monday because Burnley are playing Newcastle, and I will have Elliot and me. So I'll be hoping for a really boring 0-0 draw. And then I guess another Thursday stream, Sunday stream, and then it's international break. And I'll have to start moving house. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, I am off. Thanks for watching. Give it a thumbs up on your way out if you haven't already. We're only on 66 likes. We need to get to 100 soon. That'd be really awesome. Subscribe if you're new around here. That'll let you know when my next video's going up, when my next stream's gone live, etc, etc. Share this with your friends. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And I will catch you next time. See you on Thursday, everyone.